Okay, so the other day, during the Bodhisattva Breakfast Corner, I talked about some reflections about Achala, our other kitty, passing away, and you know how there's really nobody there that dies, and that you know. Kind of holding a limited view of who a sentient being is really quite limiting. So one person afterwards told me that motivation was very helpful for her for reducing attachment to relatives. Yeah, and it also works for friends too. You know, for any time we're attached to somebody else, you know, to really ask ourselves, well, just who do we think they are? Yeah? Okay. You don't want me to ask who I think you are. He says, I know I am. Yeah. But when you examine, you know, what's actually there is simply a body and you know, a mental continuum. That's all. You know, on the basis of these two, we label person. But when we try and find a person that's there that we can isolate and say this is exactly who the person is, there's just a body and a mind stream. And when we look at the body, if we see it as something real and solid, too, you know, there's a truly existent body there, then we see actually it's just a collection of limbs. There's nothing there that really is a body, but rather on this collection of limbs, then we label body. And similarly, when we say mind, there's, you know, a collection of many different kinds of consciousnesses, primary consciousnesses, mental factors, all different sorts of moods and feelings and perceptions and mental abilities, and on the basis of all those collected, we label mind. Okay, but aside from that collection and what's labeled and dependence on it, there's no mind there. The same way, apart from the collection of limbs, there's and labeling body and dependence upon them, there's no body. Yeah? So it's very interesting, especially when we're quite attached to somebody, and we have so much emotion about somebody. I mean, it started out with a pet; it could be a human being, or whatever it is that we're so attached to and so worried about, and we don't want to be separated from, and all. And then just to examine, well, what exactly is that person? What exactly is that being? And when we can't find something that we can isolate and say is them, initially, we have some kind of feeling of, oh, I lost something precious, there's my precious somebody who I thought was really there, when we want to hold on to them and grasp them some more. But when we really think about the pain and misery that the grasping causes, then we begin to realize that not finding some kind of truly existent person there is actually a relief. Yeah, it means that there's nothing solid there to cling on to, so there's nothing solid there to lose. Okay, and then we're relieved from the pain of the grasping, but at the beginning, we don't realize how painful grasping is. We want there to be a real person. We feel this tremendous loss if it goes away. Yeah? But the more we practice the Dharma, the more we realize how painful attachment is. And we want to counteract it. And then seeing the lack of something, of a findable being there, really seems to be a relief. And in the same way, we can apply this to ourselves, and we think of ourselves dying. Yeah, that what we call me is just labeled on the combination of body and mind. It's nothing more than that. So there's no concrete me to fear is going to die, because there's no concrete me that's here to start with. Yeah. And again, that comes to our grasping mind as a big shock, and we're quite upset about it, because we're really sure that we're quite definitely there, as the center of the universe. But again, the more we see that ignorant belief leads to afflictions, leads to karma, leads to rebirth, then when we see the emptiness, we really see what a relief realizing emptiness brings. Okay? So here you can see that, for the realization of emptiness to really have a good effect on our mind, we also need a lot of prior work. Yeah, we really need to see the disadvantages of attachment, the disadvantages of craving and clinging and grasping. Yeah, we really need to see the faults of cyclic existence, because without seeing all of that first, then when we hear some talk of emptiness, we just get frightened and kind of freaked out, because we want all that stuff simply because it's familiar. Okay? So if we do this work beforehand, then understanding emptiness is just like, relax, I don't need to worry about anything.